Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Icey Cast.
Yes.
With myself, John McKellar, and of course, the most handsome man in Glasgow, Jamie McDermott. It's good to see you again.
I know,
person.
actual face. I was going to hide off camera. Like, I can't still just can hide off camera. He's pushing me a bit. He knows we both get sore necks because we're both old now. We slept funny. No together, different times, different places, different worlds.
No this week.
No this week. Yeah. Different things are sore.
He couldn't fit me in his diary this week.
What's that you're calling it? My diary pocket.
All right, I wasn't paying enough.
Aye. That's all right.
This doesn't go cheap.
It doesn't go cheap at all.
Premium merchandise right here.
And
I shouldn't say that, considering your history of being accused of being a human trafficker.
Yeah, I mean, we're saying history, but it's still ongoing. It's still actually ongoing. Basically, Facebook accused me. They cancelled my monetizing account. Accused me of human trafficking. This was many years ago, and they've never actually rescinded it until the other, like last week, when they offered to monetize our pages, getting a wee bit more traction for the pages now. And then when I said yes, okay, we'll take monetization, obviously, because we need some funds. Facebook went, we still got you for that fucking people selling nonsense that you were doing. So I have to now send in proof of who I am, and also. I don't know, proof that I don't sell people, I guess.
I mean, let's be honest, Jamie, this is going to open up a whole new can of worms.
Yeah, aye. That's a can of people. A big, giant can of people.
Like one of the party streamers.
Oh, stop fucking
just a bunch of people fire it.
Help me. That's terrible. So generally, I'm not a people trafficker, that's why I say. I like it out there for the record.
You're even a people person.
I'm even a people person. I don't like people.
Hates people.
Yeah, I don't like people. Why would I buy and sell them? That's crazy. Like, I find it difficult buying and selling books. Never mind actual human beings.
Yeah. Mind you, you hate Rangers and you do sell Rangers merchandise through the shop. So
I mean, no,
your defence is crumbled around you, mate.
No, I've tried to sell Rangers merchandise through the shop. Rangers merchandise does not actually sell through any of our channels whatsoever. We still got all the Rangers talks.
Really?
All of them, not one sold. Any Celtic stuff we get sells really fast.
Yeah.
Green and white. Yep, folk know who we are. Apart from him, he's a bit maroon. Bit maroon.
All my pals are Celtic supporters. I was telling that to my mate Alan. I was in Edinburgh on Sunday, the Hearts game, and I was telling him, like, all my pals are Celtic supporters, so I don't really mind Celtic too much, because we're talking about the Old Firm game. And he was like, all my pals are Rangers supporters.
Yeah, for you, it's probably it's who you hate least. And you hate Celtic
I hate Celtic far less
than Rangers. It's not that I hate them.
I don't like Celtic, but I don't necessarily hate Celtic. A lot of political stances that the Celtic fan base take,
it's good.
I'm very
it's good.
They're quite left-leaning.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the board is full of Tories.
The board is fucking terrible. Yeah. The boards, I mean, boards in general, just boards.
Business people in general tend to be pricks.
See, we hate people. There's no way I'm selling them. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know how to price up a person. I don't have a price cut that's that big.
350.
Yeah, 350. I don't know. So anyway, if any,
$23.99. I'll give you $23.99 for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Actually, don't know. So, like, I get all my things in charity shops these days, and you don't find many people.
Imagine that.
Just going to go. How much for the guy in the corner? Like a $5, I guess. I'll try that. I'll try and see what I can flip.
Imagine it was a guy with a fetish. He would go into charity shops and just stick prices to his forehead.
I mean, that would be a fetish. That's so unusual then, yeah.
You got a pal, son? $6.99.
I like to see names of games as well right for the start.
Oh, yeah, this is names of games, the letter H. But before we do that, we usually take any updates. Anything massive going on apart from your ongoing trial that you can't talk about because it's
ongoing. No, not really. It's not a trial, John. It's an accusation. It's just an accusation. Fucking flung at me.
I think what's probably happened is you've made some kind of sarcastic joke, and then the algorithms picked that up, and then the algorithms just because Facebook doesn't have people working.
No, apparently it was during COVID. Which means there's even less people working for them, so the AI's picked up. It's only the AI base that's been working it, and it's picked up something we were talking about raffling items off. So basically, it's picked up.
Have you made a joke? Raffle
somebody some of musicians. Mind we were doing the thing where we had a raffle, and basically you bought people. Oh wait, fuck, some of that we were people trafficking. No, but mind that there was at a pub that bought a musician to do a set, and we got money as part of the raffle, whatever we're doing. I think it's something like that. I think it's something like that. But Facebook and all its wisdom just does the thing where you're like, so when did this happen? And they're like, I don't know. And you're like,
well, I'm an
David.
AI construct, mate, so I wouldn't have
So
any.
I don't know anything. Don't have any information for you at all. But anyway, on the sound booth stuff and that, no really much information. I have managed to get some email addresses and that for folk at both Shudder and Netflix that do scripts and that. So I've just started. I've sent one to Shudder the other day just to see, like, look, guys, would there be any interest in getting some extra funding, obviously, for something like this? I was dying to say, look, half the stuff on your channel shite, like, really, and it still gets watched a ton. I might try that approach with Netflix because that might actually work with Netflix.
Well, you're at it. So. Why don't you put a wee PS at the bottom of your email to Netflix and be like, PS, bring back fucking Mindhunter already.
What are you definitely one?
It's like my pal John, it's killing him.
Yeah, it's killing. I know why. I mean, there's lots of things killing, but that's
some humanity about
that's
getting put Mindhunter season 2.
Netflix don't have humanity. I mean, any humanity at all. But my only worry is, like, I've got this wee inkling in the back of my head that I'll send in the sound booth stuff to them, and they'll say, "No, we're not interested." Then 6 months later, there's a film called Found Booth that comes out, and it's pretty much spot on, exactly word for word. Because Netflix have got kind of previous for it.
So. Bound Duluth.
Yeah, that's it. But I've checked out, and we've actually, like, so many people have already read it. It's been online and all that kind of stuff as well. That, like, we have got official kind of copyright for it, so that's the main thing.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. That's it, though. There's not really any other updates. We were meant to be going to a burlesque thing this weekend to see about maybe renting the place, which is Will Cabaret, I think it's called.
Is that the one that got
gets postponed? Yeah, it's not cancelled, it's postponed.
Why is that?
I think it's lack of ticket sales. People are skint. There's not a lot of people buying advance tickets just now.
Yeah.
So I was intentionally going down there to one, see the show, support the acts on it, because a couple of them are good friends of mine. Managed to get a few folk going, but also wanted to hear how the sound was and actually judge the late for myself inside by eyeballing it. So now I'll just have to actually just go in. I'll give them a wee email and just say, can I come in and see the place? But I wanted to see during a show so I can gauge the sound, I can gauge how big the stage is, where people move to the stage, all of that kind of stuff.
It's absolutely mental how bad it's getting, man. Like,
it's getting terrible.
Can't afford anything, and they're just put the tickets up for trains and all that. Like I went to work yesterday and did
for
like
the buses and
overtime shift.
Posted up
£6.10 for me to get from Wales Hill to Partick on the train.
Posted up as well.
Back. So it's a disgrace.
So it posted up for me to send a parcel. It was an extra 22 pence per parcel. You think that's not a lot until you realise that there's a lot of parcels going, and some of them will only make £1 on.
On top of that, right, because I couldn't get an ADHD diagnosis through the NHS because it took fucking forever, I had to end up going private because I don't want to spend the rest of my life. Don't want to spend the rest of my life fucking struggling with ADHD that I can't treat. So I did, and I got a diagnosis. Sure enough, January I got diagnosed ADHD combined type. And now I find out I have to pay £91 a month for my medication on top of that because it's a private pharmacy until I'm stabilised on my medication. At which point then my GP can take over and there'll be a shared care agreement.
So, but who agrees to when it's stabilised or no? Is it the private?
See, that's something I'm going to need to ask them.
That's because if they go, no,
do you decide when I'm stabilised on this? Because that seems
like
a bit
6 months or 10 months or something.
Like, I ain't paying this kind of money for more than 3 months.
Surely there's an average of stabilised time.
I'll just be like, I'll phone them up the next day, like, here, I feel pretty stabilised, lads.
All right, mate, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm outside your house, mate. Can I come in and use your toilet? I've been here for hours. I'm stabilised as fuck, though.
Stable is not an adjective that I think has ever been used to describe me in any way, shape, or form.
No.
I still use stabilisers on the fucking bike, mate.
And even that's not stable? No.
Anyway, we're here to talk about games that begin with the letter H.
Yep.
You wanted to start off the day with a classic, mate. It's the Sega Master System edition of Home Alone.
We've worked out that there was never a Sega Master System edition, so it must be the Mega Drive edition I'm talking about. This is pre-game.
I can touch his face. I can actually touch him. He's here in person.
Kill you to death. Kill you to death. Sweet release.
There goes your Facebook monetization again.
Oh, because
they'll get wind of this.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's not even just a people trafficker. He's a fucking
I'll sell your corpse to your bones. Some you in a hat. Where are you? Home Alone. So, not Home Alone 2. Home Alone 2, as we'll talk about previous to this, is gone for stupid prices now in the Sega Genesis and that online. Talk about like £400 upwards. I'm going back to Mega Drive, Home Alone, the original one. which is you being chased by the two housebreakers up at the house, and I think you're outside the house at points as well. But the best thing about the game, which I loved about it, was finding lots of wee things, like finding a hairspray, finding a lighter, finding marbles, and you have to combine them all to make the traps. Like that for me that's just fucking my kind of gameplay. I love having to find things and make things that hurt people. That's the three things I love. Find them, make things hurt people.
It's sort of like being some butthead on the Mega Drive where I played that. It was kind of similar. You have to kind of, it doesn't really help you out in any way, shape, or form.
No, it doesn't.
Screen kind of tottering about, and you have to like, you'll find this like ostensibly useless item, but then later you'll come across something else. You'll be like, oh, I can use that, and like,
and this one there's like,
oh, there goes the door.
Wow, shat myself, pat my chance there.
That door's locked.
I know. As we hung up, it's a good game because of that. There was so many traps that aren't used in the film. They're just obviously just solely for the game type thing. You have to find daft things like elastic bands or a hair bobble or like hundreds of stuff that you're like, I don't know what this does, but there's some really advanced traps that takes like 8 things to put together.
Like if I use a wee bit of chewing gum to take this wee toy race car, stick it on the top, and then put like this fucking dildo on the top of it.
Don't think there's dildos in it.
Then attach a camera to that with some elastic band.
And then a tripwire and have a scaring with 4 bands on the dildo, and then the remote control motor will drive him away. I don't know.
We'll question his sexuality. He'll be sitting there like, oh, wait a minute.
He definitely won't break into any of his houses. He might be into that. I don't know. Might be a new kink unlocked.
Or he might develop a fetish for charity shops.
Just people 40 quid. So
toy race car not included.
No, you need to get a race car as well. It's up there. It's a really good game. I loved it. It's one that I remember from my childhood. It's one that I did complete, but I completed. I certainly didn't get to make all the traps, and I kept going back to it to try and get different ways of making the traps. I'm not sure if I remember doing a wee bit of research on it, and it was previously Atari ST, which had fucking shit ton of amazing games on it, and Nintendo. And it went for the NES to Mega Drive after that, because obviously it just wasn't out in the Master System as we're talking. And then it's went for there to Sega Genesis. Fucking.
It was on a Game Gear and shit as well.
I think it was actually. Again, never had it on a Game Gear. I think the only thing that I had on was one system, and knew going by the facts that were in front of us at the time, that system was a Mega Drive. So I had the Master System and the Mega Drive.
Maybe your Mega Drive was disguised as a Master System that day.
Could be.
Is it like the Sega equivalent of putting on a fake moustache?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's like, oh, it's feeling awfully square.
A wee hat. Just a hat. Like, that's
feeling awfully square. That controller today, innit, Jamie? And you're like, why are you talking to me? You're an inanimate object.
I'm saying a wee hat, but the Mega Drive was that the Sega Genesis that fitted and tapped it like a wee hat. Then the things went into it.
Was it the 32X?
32X, that's the one. It just plugged into it and it wobbled really poorly, and then you had to plug that bit in there.
Before you know it, you built a full-fledged Metal Gear, and it just starts coming for you.
Clever shit.
Dick laser and everything.
Metal Gear have that?
Metal Gear Rex does that. It's got a dick laser.
Wow. Yeah. I did not know that. I should have known that, John.
Aye, you do that. Because, mate, how long does it take to shut a door?
For me, half an hour. Half an hour, mate. Anyway.
We should add some beat noises like a truck backing up.
It's because John sat in the smoker's corner. The fuck horrible bastard there didn't even smell.
Oh, you know me, I like a good second-hand smoke.
So that's definitely my first game.
I don't think I've ever played Home Alone. I might have like emulated it and played it for like 10 minutes, but it's not a game I've ever touched.
It's no Home Alone with Post Malone. That's a different game altogether as well. That's Post Malone and his self crying.
What about Home Alone with Carl Malone, the mailman? You don't know who that is, do you?
No.
Basketball player.
Oh.
The mailman, he always delivered. Carl Malone.
Could say Home Alone, but that's you borrowing things that you shouldn't be borrowing. Like homosexual borrowing.
Why does it have to be homosexual? If it's homo, it could be homo sapien.
Or it's homoerotic.
Or homoerotic.
I don't know, mate.
Much like this show, am I right?
I don't know. Say that. No, this is how I want to do it. Even though I'm still always paranoid that he could just be there when I turned around at one point. Everything we're doing could be like pre-recorded, and I turned around, he's just there in his shorts.
Well, as this is going out, I'm actually in Rome, Italy, so
So you actually aren't even
At
here.
least that's what you think.
Yeah.
You'll still be checking. So next I wanted to touch on a classic for the old PlayStation 2 days, Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. Obviously, the Hitman series has had a bit of a rejuvenation in the last couple of years with they've got the episodic seasons that they bring out
Yeah, that's
with
right.
the different missions. And I think I played probably half of the first season of that and really enjoyed it. It feels like an upgrade, but it also kind of maintains the classic feel. Where it's like,
Yeah, I remember the first Hitman. This is the first one I played. Which again was a good game, but I think Hitman 2 probably upped it.
I never played the first one. I think first one was PC. And I don't think that ever came out in the PS2, but I played Hitman 2, and obviously you start off in like is it an orchard or something like that, outside a church, and you're like the mad gardener and all that, and then you have to fucking
get an job,
go and do cunts.
Standing in the fruit, and you're like, I should be doing something else, my life.
Oh fuck, I forgot how that.
Yeah.
Turns to the camera and goes, appointment at 4. Like, you know what's happening. But yeah, like what I remember for Hitman is like just the freedom, like the pure, like open freedom to approach your targets any way you want.
It's like the stealth, or just running, shooting,
which is never really advisable in that
absolutely
game. Like it's not a good idea. You can do it if you know exactly how to do it, but like if you're just gonna run in, you're going to get fucked up. It's like it's specifically tailored and designed to like make you think about how you're going to approach your target. Like you have to think about how you're dressed. You have to think about areas of the
plan the room out basically.
Yeah, you have to think about areas on like if it's an arms room, like if it's a weapons room, it's going to be heavily guarded.
You have to so maybe think about marbles, like chewing gum.
No, I mean maybe not quite like that, but yeah, like fucking hairpins and shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like fuck, I've never. Oh, I've got that hairpin. I could stab him really, really violently
from a orchard.
Aye.
Do you ever watch even like as a sideway for Hitman? Have you ever watched the Pretty Poor Hitman movie?
No, man, no.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's got the guy that plays Ryland.
Is it no Thomas Jane that was in that?
No, Thomas Jane's the other guy.
Is he?
Aye.
What other guy? There's a lot of guys.
So we're playing Ryland. He plays a cowboy and Cowboy Marshall.
Okay.
And a program on telly that I totally forget the name of now because I do it all the time.
It was Timothy Olyphant.
That's him, Timothy Olyphant. Yeah,
he was like the bad guy in Die Hard 4, wasn't he?
Yep.
Timothy Olyphant bald just doesn't seem normal.
It was weird, and he's also like a complete arsehole in it.
Is he?
And I know Hitman's meant to be kind of the whole thing is that he's been brought up to be a killer, so he's detached and he's kind of psychotic now. But like he drives about for quite a while with the lead lassie in it in the boot of his car and just throws in sandwiches and shit. You're like, just don't be a dickhead, mate.
It's just business, mate.
It's just business, aye.
It's just being a professional.
Something
you could learn a thing or two about when you're transporting human beings, and maybe we would be making some fucking money.
Mate, I don't transport them; I just sell them apparently. So, and I don't know how I get them. Take them, take people, kidnap them. Really, innit? Fine, you can just take people.
Don't say too much.
I mean, you can't.
You're just incriminating yourself.
It's just going to be one of these things that's used as evidence against it.
I'll be in court. So I really don't know why I have to do this, Jamie, but you did say it on camera.
Yeah, this is episode 16 of Jamie's guide to taking humans.
Yeah.
So I know I like the Hitman game. I played a wee bit of the second one. I played a bit of the first one as well. But you're right, it will be on the PC.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I did ever got a PC, and it cost me a fucking fortune. Back in the day, they were like £2,500 and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd get a loan for the bastard, and I just never paid it off. As people in Glasgow loans do. So it's just a swell like that. And they were like,
Provi?
no, I think it was higher purchase through the actual PC World or something like that.
You're just like, you'll go to fun tonight.
I was just like, I'm not paying it. And they were like, well, you have to. And I was like, how? This isn't England, mate. You don't send people around the doors here. And if you did, there'd be fucking problems. So,
like a TV licensing people, man, like what a pain in the arse there.
Aye.
Like any Scottish TV licensing person, especially.
They shouldn't exist because they come out and they're like, do you? And you're like, no. And they're like, it's illegal if you do. And you're like, I don't. And they're like, can I come in? You're like, no. And they're like, well, all right, then, cool. Because it's going to
So, well, I'll use that against you. Use what against me? The fact that I'm letting you in my house.
Aye. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're a pain in the dick.
So I'd agree with you. The Hitman probably has to go in there. Is there a Hitman 3?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Is there fucking loads of them?
There's Hitman contracts. There's Hitman Blood Money.
They're all contracts, though. They're all blood money.
There's Hitman. Is it Hitman Annihilation or something?
Hitman Full-Time Job. I mean, they all sound like just general Hitman stuff. So
Hitman Milk and Eggs.
Hitman used to be a gardener.
Goes down the show. Imagine they did like a full game and went back to just being a gardener.
Should be.
It's like the prequel.
Aye.
It's the prequel to Hitman 2, where it's just his career as the gardener.
And all that. Aye, up and, aye, that'd be really shit.
I mean, Goat Simulator exists. Shit like that exists.
Like, after I'd be shot, I Goat Simulator was fucking brilliant.
Agent 47 Simulator.
At some point, you can get Goat with laser coming out his eyes, not as mental.
It's crazy. There's like DLC and all that.
He does, he flies, he does.
May the go be with you or something.
I love Goat Simulator. It's an open goat world, right?
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Shit, we missed Goat Simulator for G.
That actually brings me to something else.
Oh.
I totally. Then I've dropped my pen after dropped my pen.
John,
Fuck's sake, man.
Please say to me as well. Why is there soap down there?
That's enough, you. Gone home. I forgot. I totally omitted gone home.
But they're kind of
the first person exploration game.
Right.
I had it in PS4, but I think it came out in Steam.
Is that no like? It's kind of creepy, kind of.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. It weirdly feels. I've seen the walkthrough for that on YouTube.
Yeah,
actually.
it weirdly feels as if it's going to be like a mad horror game.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Well, it was on a
like,
horror channel because they were kind of tricked by it as well because it's just dead eerie and you're trying to find out where the fuck's happening.
So it's set in 1995, and you play. Is your name Katie or something like that? And you're coming home for your trip to Europe, and like nobody's in. And you're wondering why nobody's there because it's like 1 a.m. when you arrive home.
Everybody should be in, John.
So then you're like, you have to go in the house and you find like.
That's what I mean. It's creepy. You find there's tapes and stuff like that.
And then
every tape's just like, I'm no one.
Imagine you just found the tape at the. Imagine you found a tape like 3 hours in where it's just your mum and dad going, oh, by the way, just to let you know,
we're away to Bali.
We're away to the.
I don't know.
We'll be home tomorrow morning because we're going to stay at a hotel. The end.
Yeah, that's it. Going home.
Gone home. You've gone home. We've gone to the pub. But yeah, it's brilliant, and it's actually quite a poignant, and it's like an LGBT plus story.
Oh right, okay.
It's like because your wee sister is like a lesbian, and it's like how she's navigating like. Discovering that about herself because she's like in high school and stuff.
Oh, so it's like a psychological game.
Yeah. It's kind of made and it gradually unfolds to the end where I don't want to spoil it, obviously. If
if you already spoiled it by putting her sexuality out there, John, who knows?
Kind of a wee bit probably, but that's not kind of the main.
Okay.
The fact that she is a lesbian.
You shouldn't have outed her, John.
Probably shouldn't have. Especially considering that is actually quite a big plot point. Folk are going to put it on and be like, yeah, I know it's meant to be like scary and all that, but John's already ruined the fact that I'm looking for my lesbian sister.
There's no point in playing this anymore. John said there's no cunt in. There's no in. So
need the in, mate. It's just well, you're in, I suppose.
That game should just be called
need the in. Well, but as soon as you get home though, you're in.
Yeah. So somebody in.
Aye. So it's should have
psychological.
Home Alone. Gone Home Alone. Heroin was the last one we wanted to touch on. It's one of the most memed video games of all time due to the press X.
Is that the Doubt one?
No, that was L.A. Noire.
That's L.A. Noire.
Heavy Rain's Jason.
That's what it is.
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason.
As you said, it's also very like noirish dark. Raining continuously. It's heavy rain.
It is indeed heavy rain. It does what it says on the tin.
It does.
It's constantly
pishing. Steelbook.
Yeah, they should have
otherwise it's cardboard.
They should have called it constantly pishing and
constantly. But Glasgow. It's Glasgow. Like it's just
it's actually
sitting in a shed in Glasgow. We're actually in a shed in Glasgow in a bar called the Brew House.
Yeah, a fantastic bar.
Yeah, fantastic bar. So we'll tag them in. They allow us to use their sheds for podcasting, and it's fucking.
Do they allow us to, or do we just do it?
Well, we had a wee moment at the bar where she was like, "I'll charge you for this for electricity," and I laughed, and she laughed, and then I laughed, and she didn't laugh, and I didn't laugh. And then I just left. So I don't know if they know we're in here. There we go. It's absolutely hammering it as well. I say. And there's nothing better than sitting in a blue shed with pissing.
That makes no sense though, because like it's battery that it's using, no electricity.
You're a bear in a big blue shed.
I'm not a bear.
Mate, sorry.
Is that a fucking...
Tick, tick, tick.
Do you know what?
What the fuck? You need a bigger beard.
Do you know what? I'll take it.
That's fair. Well, we know that's quite fair. So
some of the finest people I've ever met were beers.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Unless you thought about Rangers fans.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely. I wouldn't insult you like that, mate. So
no, I've got Rangers pals. Yeah. Shout out to my Rangers pals.
No. I'm shouting out to none of them. None of them.
You don't know them though. Why would you?
I don't have to know them.
That's fair.
Anyway, have it in. Don't try to fucking bend, John.
You shut up.
So talk us through it.
Yeah, so you play actually as...
Are you going out someday again and fuck it up for everybody?
You play as like 3 different players, I think, or 4.
Right.
You play as Ethan, who's the dad of the kids. You play as Norman, the FBI agent. You play as the detective guy, Scott Shelby, who turns out to be... I mean, the game's 14 years old. I'm just going to say it.
You can.
He turns out to be the killer.
Yeah, you can say it now. I think I don't think we're going to spoil anybody.
And it's one of the most terrible twists in the history of fiction. And I'll tell you exactly why it's terrible. There's a scene where you go to this clockmaker guy. Something like that. Is it a clockmaker? I can't even mind. But like the guy's called Manfred, right? And Manfred leaves the room. Right. And then Manfred gets done in. While you're playing as Scott Shelby, the guy who killed him. So you're standing in the other room. And then you hear him getting fucked up.
So can it be?
So then you go into the other room, and then you're like, "Oh fuck, Manfred!" And then like it turns out that he killed Manfred, but you couldn't possibly have because you were there as him.
So that's again. That's not even a red herring. That's a.
It's just awful.
It's awful. That's really bad plot hole though.
Yeah.
That's like Angel Heart type stuff. So.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
But at least Angel Heart had a point where you were being controlled and everything blacked out all the time.
The best one was the time that you also play as.
Is it one of these linear games in Nogat? It'll keep you keep playing the storyline no matter what you do to an extent.
So like if somebody dies in the story, it just keeps going.
So it doesn't change the story.
It's by Quantic Dream. It's like the people who made Detroit Become Human, which we touched on in the D episode, which is a fantastic. Detroit Become Human is far better executed
than this.
It's like they learned a lot of lessons from Heavy Rain when they were doing that. Like that makes a lot more sense.
Which is a shame because Heavy Rain looks fucking beautiful.
Heavy Rain looks stunning.
It looks stunning. So for something they look so good and they have touches of just poor execution and writing in it, it's quite awful.
The actual the story itself is really cool. Like it's the origami killer. So somebody who kills people and leaves bits of origami and like an orchid.
I thought you meant they fucking broke them up. No, that's not meant that's fine. That'd be good. That'd be an origami killer.
That would be pretty awesome.
There's a script, lads. Yeah. Delete this, John. Delete this.
Copyright Jamie McDermott 2024. So like you have to play through the story of like because at the start, as Ethan, like your kid gets killed in an accident,
right?
And then your other son goes missing. And you have to find out who took him. And so you do that as Ethan, but also as Norman Jaden for the FBI, because they're like, it could be the origami killer. He's a serial killer. So it's like, so Norman Jaden's like, I'm trying to find the origami killer.
Right.
And you play as Scott Shelby, who's obviously, he's also kind of like, he's like a private eye, and he's trying to investigate it, but he's actually covering it up. And then you play as like this reporter woman as well, shot for brief periods as well. I can't remember what her name was though.
So you're just constantly switching different characters, not right?
Yeah, and overall it's pretty good.
Long game.
It's not like a dead short game for what it is because it's not really like an action.
There's a lot of there's stretches. I'm pretty sure that's what I've heard about it before. There's stretches. It's really good.
Yeah,
the way the kind of story goes at points, but it drags.
The pacing's pretty shit.
Yeah, but again, that's a storyline issue as well.
Yeah,
so if it was a better storyline, the pacing would be fine. So.
Yeah. I don't think you need to switch up the characters as often as it does.
Especially if it's a character that doesn't really bring anything to the story as such.
So like as Ethan, the origami killer who kidnaps your son, he's like putting you through these mad trials. The worst one of them for me was the one you have to crawl through like a vent. our broken glass.
Oh,
It's fucking horrific, man. It's like one where you have to drive the wrong way into traffic and all that, and there's one you have to cut your finger off and shit. And you can choose to do it or not do it. And if you choose to do it, you have to choose what weapon you use. So you can literally choose to cut your finger off with like a saw, and you just fucking
or a mallet.
pretty much, yeah.
That's interesting. So would that count as cutting off? I mean, it's certainly taking off.
Yeah, I mean,
have you flattened enough? They went. So that would just come right off. Like cheese slice.
Yeah.
Even the killer would be like, Jesus fuck, look,
this guy's fucking mental.
I'm just going to give his kid back.
Sorry, alright, fuck's sake.
I'm sorry. It's too crazy.
Heavy Rain's class though, man. It came out in like 2010 on the PS3.
Yeah, that's a while ago now. That's a while ago now.
On the PS3 when it first came out, it felt like such a great game.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I played the PS4 remake, I was like, it hasn't aged well. It's aged pretty poorly.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Home Alone will have as well. I'm like to play that. Like, I don't even know.
Home Alone is like 30 years ago, like 32, 33 years ago.
No,
maybe even longer than that, maybe 35, 36 years. Home Alone came out in like, what, 89?
Master
so that's
System.
35 years ago.
Fuck me, man.
So if it came out, well, let's have a look actually.
I'll tell you, the Home Alone game, let's see.
It came out 91. So around about the time of
Jesus.
Home Alone 2, I guess.
Fuck.
Yeah, so
yes,
33-year-old.
That's fucking terrifying.
Crazy, isn't it, man? Totally.
Jeez, oh.
Yeah.
That's good. Good ending there, making us feel really old.
The first Silent Hill's 25 years old this year.
Again, that, like, the first Silent Hill still well playable.
Yeah.
Silent Hill still great.
Wild Wild West, starring Will Smith. And is it Kenneth Branagh?
Kenneth Branagh, aye.
Came out 25 years ago.
Yeah, that's mental.
Fight Club is 25 years old. How crazy is that?
Right, all right, mate. Everything's 25-year-old so far. Everything loves old.
Jamie,
everything loves old.
I started high school 25 years ago.
Jesus fuck, man. I had a job probably 25 years ago. In fact, I worked in the pancake place.
We were working in the mines.
Aye, up chimneys and down mines. Up and down. That's it, the up and downs they called it.
Yep, the old ups and downs.
Yeah. Ups and downs of life.
Aye. So yeah, Heavy Rain, I don't even think we talked much about the games themselves, but it's good to be back in person.
Yeah.
Talking normally to each other. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do follow us on social media. It's facebook.com/IceyCastPod. Find us on Twitch at IceyCastPod, and also follow or subscribe to our new YouTube channel, which is at IceyCastPod on YouTube. That's the only place you can see the video. So this will be launching live on the YouTube. If you're not watching it live, I don't know what to tell you.
Fuck you.
Subscribe
already. You're not going to see this anyway.
So subscribe to now so that you can see the next one live.
Mind, if you're absolutely skint, you can also subscribe to the Patreon for free.
Apparently you can. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, it's the Patreon lets people subscribe to free now if they're skint. So like we know everybody's poor and stuff. So if you can't afford the £3 a month, just subscribe for free.
Yeah.
It still counts towards our numbers.
Yeah. So go to patreon.com/iceboxglasgow. It's only £3 a month if you want to pay for it. If you don't, like Jamie says, you can get it for nothing. If
we know everybody's skins.
By doing that, you'll get the video, but you'll also get 2-week early access of the audio version of the podcast. After the 2 weeks, it will go to the Spotify. The IceyCast is now on Spotify. It's got every episode since we kind of revamped it around Christmas time. So yeah, follow us on Spotify. Listen to you can binge every episode before this one now. And if you're on Patreon, you get each episode from now on 2 weeks early. Otherwise, you can just listen to it for free on Spotify after the 2 weeks are up. Or
follow us in the street. And if you see us, just follow us. We might run, but you can probably catch up with us. We're quite old.
Yeah. I'm an athlete, Jamie. That's what I always like to tell people.
I say though.
I won
He's a liar.
I'm a national championship athlete right now.
Are you?
Yeah. My single A Glasgow Comets won the Baseball Scotland single A.
Baseball doesn't count though.
It's 9-man stand around is what baseball called it.
Aye. Rounders for lazy people.
Hey, fucking minute. That's more or less about it, actually, I think. So yeah, facebook.com/IceyCastPod, youtube.com/@IceyCastPod, because weirdly it's got an @ symbol in the or just look us up. Just look us up on Facebook, YouTube. Look up Icebox Glasgow as well.
They get me under peopletrafficking.com.
Yeah. Facebook.com/Icebox Glasgow for general updates, and at Fright or Flight Promotions on Facebook for the latest on the horror stuff. We're going to be launching the Fright or Flight podcast within the next 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks, I think. Aye, definitely.
We're going to start with a sit down and a watch of The Greasy Strangler from 2016. So what we'll do with that show is Jamie and I, we're just going to watch that movie. Immediately afterwards, we're going to hit record, and we're just going to talk about what we think of that film. So we're starting with the Greasy Strangler.
Yeah, which is a choice. It's certainly a choice.
Yeah, a colleague of mine at work, Big Graham, he's been desperate for us to watch it.
Big Graham Mercedes, anyway.
It seems that way.
Could be.
So yeah, because it was like, you need to watch Greasy Strangler, and I was like, actually, we should both watch it and do like a podcast on it.
Thanks, John. Thanks for that. That's amazing.
Well, if I have to suffer, you have to as well.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's like joint suffering.
Yeah, misery loves company.
Yeah, it does.
Until then, though, thanks for joining us, and we will catch up with you. Potentially not next week because we have a lot on. Hopefully next week, we'll see. Otherwise, we'll post it on the Facebook.
Yeah, we'll be up everywhere.
So you have to follow us there and find out when the next one's coming up. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.